All right. That may be the quickest trade video in this entire 2X project series. I've been observing for a little while, decided to just wait before I went and began recording. Wanted to just feel out the charts and kind of narrow down what market I wanted to wait for. So it ended up being this euro yen. I had been observing for quite some time. I wanted to see the movement stabilize, and I also wanted to see the behavior line up with that movement. So once I felt confident that that was the case, trade set up, I entered, and that's the trade that you guys just saw close out in profit. So anyway, this recording represents trade number 6, I believe it is. Yeah, trade number 6. This is phase 2 of the 2X project on QUOTEX. Starting balance of 390. One of the consistent messages that I have had and will continue to have throughout this video series is that we need to wait for the market to present stability in its movement, and then we need a cycle of behavior to be present to set up our trade. Now, many of you who are not in training, you probably have no idea what I'm even talking about, and that's fine. And make no mistake about it, you need to get into training because training takes you to the next level of understanding what it is that you see in these recordings. The primary reason that I'm doing this project is because I know that it will benefit my students as well as those of you who are not in training but want to pursue trading and this platform in particular. You know, you want to know whether or not you can make money on it. You want to know if it's reliable, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. People are messaging me every day asking me if this is a legitimate platform. Excuse me, a legitimate platform. And I've said time and time again from the very beginning that we always trade at our own risk. This is an overseas platform, and it has been very reliable up to now. I haven't had any issues with making withdrawals. People who have signed up haven't had any issues with making deposits or withdrawals. So to my knowledge, no one that I've come across has had any issue whatsoever with depositing or withdrawing. The only issue is whether or not you are going to be profitable when you trade on the platform. And that's where observation and understanding the market's movement comes into play. So no matter what, and no matter how you try to slice it, you are going to have to learn how to understand market movement. Okay? You have to learn that. As I've, mentioned throughout this series, none of you are trading with the intention of the market moving against the direction of the trade that you have selected. So in other words, when you enter a trade, you're not anticipating, you're not hoping for, you're not wanting the market to move in the opposite direction of the trade that you have selected. You're not looking for that. What you're looking for is the market to move in the same direction as the trade that you have selected.
I'm focused, man.
So with that being said, what does it take for you to end up in a trade where the market does that? And that's where everything I'm teaching and preaching and training you all to do comes in. You have to wait for the market to stabilize. Why? Because if the market is not stable, when you enter a trade in one direction, the market could move in the opposite direction, either at the beginning of that trade or at the end. Either way, you're not comfortable with the movement against your trade. So let's simplify things. What is a trade? A trade is simply the direction that you have selected. Listen, I'm going to simplify all of this for you guys. So when you talk to me about a good trade or a bad trade, there's no such thing. A trade is just the direction you chose. Look over here. Over here, you got up, you got down. Up is for buy, down is for sell. The moment that you click either one of these buttons, you have selected a what? A direction. And the market either moves and ultimately ends in the same direction that you chose, or it doesn't. Period. You set the direction. You also set the point at which the market's movement is to be determined to be up or down. So in other words, as soon as you click in to one of these buttons, you're saying, all right, right there. Bam, right there. And from right there, you need the market to move up or down, depending on if you bought or sold. This is trading. So your trade is simply the direction that you selected, right? Do you realize how powerful that is to understand? Because what it means now is that you're not going to just click in and base your trade on a setup. Meaning, oh, I think the market's going to move up. It's not about what you think the market is going to do. It's about understanding how the movement determines where the market ends up. The market's not stable. That means that the market could end up going higher first and then lower. It could end up going lower first and then higher. Right? This is what unstable movement does. So if you're entering a trade at that time, you're now going to be subjected to what? To the movement. This is why these observations are necessary. So make no mistake about it. I don't care what strategy you use. I don't care if you subscribe to some signals. I don't care if you bought a strategy. It doesn't matter what you're doing when you enter a trade, because all the trade is the direction you chose. And you are choosing the direction. So the market's not doing anything to you when you click in. The market is doing whatever it's doing. You need to be patient enough to wait for the market to reveal what it is doing. I had to do this commentary because I've had several conversations with people and they basically are focused on the wrong things. and this will be helpful for them. And I'm still observing. I don't even know why I'm doing this. I'm about to log out. As soon as I get off of this recording, I just do this by habit. But anyway, so you don't want to be the person who just guesses. Oh, I think it's going to go up. Why? Well, why do you think it's going to go up? Well, because it's been going up. Okay, but that doesn't give you a reason to expect it to continue to go up, does it? You just saying, well, it's been going up. How has it been going up? All right, so here's where behavior comes in. You guys will see me observe for a period of time, right? And I'm looking at the movement. Most people are looking at the color of the candles. Look, blue, red in between. You got blue, then the red, then some blues, then the red, then blues, then the red, then blues. They're just looking at the colors. I'm looking at the movement that creates the colors. Let me give you an example. This candle right here is red. This one. Underneath the candle is a wick. It's like a little skinny stick. You see that? What that means is that the market went down first and then it came back up, but it did not come up high enough for this candle to turn blue. But what happened is the market went down first and then it came back up. Then you had subsequent movement that was just continuous movement in the same direction. And ultimately all of the subsequent candles, or at least the next three, were all blue because they all moved up higher and stayed higher. So they closed as blue candles. I'm looking at how candles are created. So I'm not just looking at the color. What people focus on to their detriment is only the colors. They're looking at the color and if the candles are moving up or down. They're looking for what? Trends, right? Oh, it's in an uptrend. It's in a downtrend. Here's a little uptrend here. Then there's another downtrend. Here's an uptrend here. Another downtrend. Then an up. You drive yourself mad doing that. I don't care what trend you think the market is in. If you don't look at how it's moving, you cannot anticipate what the outcome of the movement is going to bring. You cannot anticipate what the outcome of the movement is going to produce. So in other words, you don't know why these candles are closing the color that they are. For example, right here. On this candle, the market opened up lower, went up first, and then came down and ended lower. Red candle. On the next candle, market did it again, went up first, then it came lower, and it remained lower. In both of these instances, the market went up first. But when you look back at the candle and you're just looking at the color, you just see a downtrend. But you're not taking into consideration the movement in between. You're not taking into consideration the movement that produced these red candles. And because the movement that produced these red candles is reversal energy, that means it's dangerous to play around with a trade. In other words, you have no business being in a trade if reversal energy is present. Why not? Because you don't trade with the expectation that the market will move against you first. So when you click in, you sell, you're not saying to yourself, oh, I think it's going to go up first and then go down. When you sell, you want it to just go down, period. Right? So understand that if the market has this type of movement present, That is what the behavior is. If reversal energy is present, instability is the behavior that's present. And it means you need to stay out. Stay out of what? Stay out of everything. Well, Mark, why? Because you're not prepared to stomach the movement against you that could potentially take place, and that likely will take place because that energy is there. This is a good recording today. You'll make sure y'all watch this all the way through. This is a short one today, but this commentary was about 15 minutes by itself. And it's worth you rewinding and replaying and listening to all of it. All right? Don't fast forward and just go to the trade. Don't do that. Watch all of the recordings. I don't care how long these recordings are. If this was 3 hours, you need to watch the whole thing, because you need to look at the observation, meaning how the market has been moving throughout that entire period of time, and you need to listen to the commentary that I'm giving along the way. All right, so this is going to be helpful for y'all. As I said, I've been getting a lot of questions and people messaging me with the same questions. And this is another reason why I'm doing the project, because I'm answering the questions in the videos. And I'm also answering the questions by showing examples in the market of what I'm talking about. And if you're not in training yet, you need skin in the game. You need to get into training. Training is $100 a month, unless you're already in TA, and there's a discount still. That discount still applies if you're already in the Nadex training. If you're not and you just want the QUOTEX training, it's $100 a month, $1,000 through Cash App for the year. That's nothing compared to the potential income that you're going to earn if you apply the training. So you have to understand, training holds you accountable. All of the free stuff I'm giving you in these videos, it's cool. It's great stuff. It's powerful. But you don't elevate until you train. And that's a fact. You have to train because you need to condition yourself to apply the principles that you're learning. And these are market principles. See, I didn't make this stuff up. This is what the market does. Everything I teach you is what the market does. I'm not making it up. Pay attention. All right, let me get out of here. So listen, I will see you guys on the next one. This one represents trade number 6 of the 2X project in the second phase. So this is the 390 starting balance, trade number 6 in the bag. And I will see you guys on the next one. Y'all know what it is. Mark Fuller, Team Alliance. Love, peace, and soul. Y'all be easy.
Dom the Monko, Dom the Monko.